Hey MMT followers, Christina Fuges with MoldMaking Technology for a quick MMT chat. My guests today are Mike Balderas and Stephen Hansen at CDM Tool Manufacturing in Hartford, Wisconsin. Their team has been involved in some COVID-related projects, but before we get to that, I kind of want to ask, how is everyone since this outbreak in a general sense of what business is like?
Sure. I'll start with that one. I'm Stephen Hansen, CEO and owner of CDM Tool. We've been trying to keep some sanity and keep everyone level-headed, taking the virus very seriously, and have plenty of the right precautions in place at our workplace. But at the same time, we're just trying to go about business as usual.
How would you say leadership seems to be a really big element to a crisis like this, right? So describe to me just a little bit about your leadership and the culture and how that is helping your workforce.
Yeah, I think, like I said, we're just trying to give the virus the right credit and seriousness, but honestly, keep some levity in the business, do some, fun programs that are safe, and there's a lot of communication, right? There's plenty of uncertainty in our shop and around the world, and so communication is just paramount. In fact, we have normal weekly meetings that we've broken up into small groups and socially distanced, but we're communicating on a daily basis with everyone.
All right, so let's get into this project. So I know when I saw your post on LinkedIn, which I'm noticing a lot of shops are doing that, getting things out. I love that. You talked a lot about working with your customers to fight back against this invisible threat, I think is how you phrased it. So let's talk about how that came about. How did the project come about? And what is the project?
Okay, so the project, I'll leave the customer name out of it, okay, but it is for a face shield to help battle this invisible threat, as it's been deemed. And they came to us. We've done some work with them in the past as well, but it's something that came on their plate, and they reached out to us. They knew that we had the know-how and the expertise to push this thing forward, and with our business strategy that we've had to take recently, they thought that we were the right fit, and it's just been working out real well for them and us, of course. But
what was the lead time on this project? Talk to me a little bit about that.
So normally, our sweet spot from a mold standpoint is things that go into, 1,000 to 3,000 ton press. We can do above and below that. So a lot of these medical opportunities from, current and prospective customers are obviously, in maybe the 500 ton range. They're a little smaller.
Right.
This specific project normally would have probably been about a 10-week lead time, but we have made it clear to our customers that have current work in the shop or are about to send some POs that coronavirus related projects really do go to the front of the line. Not surprisingly, everybody understands that and is okay with that. So this one basically lead time would be cut in half for about the 5 to 6 week period. So that takes, again, a lot of communication,
yes,
but it's the right thing to do, and we can do it.
Did you learn anything about your process? Like, it's amazing, and I'm understanding that it's an extraordinary circumstance, and maybe it's not the same complexity, right, as you're used to, but you still have to be learning. You're able to achieve things that you maybe didn't in ordinary time, right? So yeah. Have you noticed things in your process or inefficiencies that moving forward that you learned that it can be better?
Could I take that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just because I want to brag on us a little bit. It's exciting to see the team come together, but just to be totally honest, we've done this in the past, right? Not for coronavirus, but we have delivered tools that would have, again, been 12-week lead times and 6-week lead times for other reasons. And so in that regard, we know we can do it, and it's pretty neat. And that also gives everybody tons of confidence that, hey, we know we got this, we know how to do it. I'm going to harp on communication again. It just takes between the customer, CDM tool internally, and then our supply base, just very efficient and quick communication. So it's neat in that regard, and we're pretty good at it.
How the suppliers, that's been an interesting angle too. Like, because when I'm talking to the shops, right, you can't build a mold without all the stuff you need in the mold, right? So I was doing one of the stories and the steel supplier contacted me, one of the mold component suppliers, and said, hey, we were part of that project too. So it sounds like you're giving kudos to that supplier base also. So talk to me a little bit about them coming through and how they have to have that same sense of urgency that you guys do, and how you communicated with that.
And they do. We pulled out, a lot of stops, and we're really coming together as a collective team. It's not just CDM, but like you said, our suppliers understand the nature of the virus, so they're going above and beyond what they would normally do from overall capacity standpoint. I mean, everything's just, all the wheels are turning, they're greased, they're moving along very well, and the relationship that we have with them, it just allows them to react a lot faster for us. So it's nice to see all that come together, and just, it's like a big orchestra. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that's a good way to put it. It's a big orchestra. How many employees does CDM have?
We've got 45.
45. So what do you think was your number one challenge with this project?
With the project itself?
Yeah.
Well, we kind of got a running start on things. There was a lot going on in the background even before a PO. So there was, if you want to call it risk, but we had a pretty good sense, with the relationship we built with the customer, that so we got a running start. So this way we just hit the ground and we start running. And that's really what is the make or break on a project like this, I think, especially for the reason.
It's not typical to start running before PO, is it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say that's a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to ordering steel or hot runner systems and things like that, it's there's things that we've kind of put in play for this particular project just to make sure that it gets in and out the door as fast as possible.
Exactly. Is it in the hands now? Is it done? Where does it stand?
It's not done yet, no.
Okay.
Still in process.
So I'm assuming that you have a take on reshoring, right? I would like to think that this whole virus is shining a light on the fact that critical products that maybe a lot of citizens didn't know weren't made here, right? There's going to be this cry to get them made here. Does the CDM have a stance on that? Are you involved in that movement in any way?
Yeah, the view hasn't changed there for us as a company, and I'll speak for myself individually, but it certainly highlighted it, like you said. We believe in manufacturing in America, and clearly there's some bias as we operate a mold shop, but I think there's some strategic importance to having this capability be very strong in the United States, and we can control our own destiny then a lot better. So we've always believed in Made in America and molds made in America, and I guess I do hope that across our industry, the plastics industry in general, that makes people step back and think a little bit more about that. Offshore sources aren't going to go away, that's clear, but let's think about our supply chain strategically and what should be here.
Yeah, I agree. You agree, Stephen? Yeah.
Yeah, Mike agrees.
Ditto. Have you guys made any adjustments to the business because of this virus? Not so much precautions, but to the bit, like, has it shed a light on when there is unexpected disruptions moving forward? What kind of contingency plans? Has this made you think about things differently?
Yeah, from a sales and marketing standpoint, we've taken different approaches, as well as production, but even just the direction. Everything's become more virtual, so there's new challenges that have posed itself because of the virus. But we're tackling them, and we're kind of, I don't want to say rolling with the punches, but we have a great team in place, and everyone's got their strengths that are now complementing everything else that goes on here, and it's working out really well for us. So, I mean, that's I don't know. You want to speak to production, any like the changes that we've had to make there?
Yeah, we're doing all the. There's been a lot of sharing of information about the safety precautions in production, and we're doing all of that stuff. Yeah, in terms of how we're looking at the business, besides coronavirus-related projects going to the front of the line, it hasn't changed too much else. You know, we do have staff in the office kind of rotating in and out to, you know, let people work from home. But we're continuing business as usual in a lot of ways. And so I don't know if that means we were thinking about these, you know, types of things well beforehand, but it hasn't changed too much for us.
Okay, that's good. That means you're set up for that kind of stuff, and that's what your customers and potential customers need to hear, really.
Right. Yeah,
what would you consider your? What was that?
That I am missing shaking hands with people here, though.
Well, yes, that will change forever. I'm almost excited for and interested. The first trade event that's going to happen, whenever that's going to be, like how we're all, you know, we're kind of a handshakey, huggy kind of industry. It's like, what's going to happen there? We're all going to be like a little distant until we get over this hump. What is your number one, the single biggest concern you have with this virus moving forward?
Yeah, for me, I just think we got to respect it and take it seriously, but we've got to turn the economy back on too. That's a national thing, but also a state-by-state issue with all the governors addressing it. So doing that in a smart way that doesn't create another spike if we turn things on too fast, but we got to keep people working and get people back to work. You know, there's some staggering numbers of what the unemployment has been over the last few weeks.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
we got to do that intelligently, and really it's a regional thing because some areas are hotspots and some aren't.
Yeah,
so
exactly. And you, where do you guys fall? How is it in your area right now?
It's been really good. Well, you know, in the overall scope of things. I think
Yeah.
that's, you know, a bit, so.
Wisconsin has a few thousand cases overall. But again, it's probably located mostly in the Milwaukee area versus the, you know, outer portions of the state.
Yeah, to be expected. We'll get through this. I just think it's very uplifting and inspiring to see everybody just come together, which it doesn't surprise me. I know this industry is very communal that way, but it is, the more we do this and get stories out, I just think it's great to promote what you guys and gals are doing in the industry. Like, we can do this. We can do it at the speeds that people maybe think that we can. These are how things get made, right? They're made of plastic, so plastic isn't there. There's so many positive things about something so negative. But so I'm trying to just focus on lessons and opportunities. So with that being said, do you have any shout outs you want to do, or do you have any tips or anything you want to say to people that might be watching this in terms of getting through this period of time with their business?
I think for, you know, shout out wise, I would like to say, you know, thank you to all the suppliers that, you know, help CDM Tool do what they do on a daily basis. You know, that we couldn't do it without you. I mean, it really is a team effort. And if I were to offer advice to other companies and organizations, I would say just, you know, keep fighting forward. You know, it's only temporary, but, you know, we have to do what is necessary to keep business alive, keep people employed, keep people healthy and safe, and just keep trucking forward. We'll get through it. So, you know, I mean, manufacturing has a unique opportunity, I think, to even disrupt the virus as much as the virus has disrupted manufacturing. So, you know, it's
I like that.
Hey, I'll let you use it. So I think that, you know, we have a unique opportunity here, and, you know, we can do it together. And, you know, like I've been saying in my post, together we do win. So.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I want to thank you both. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying, on a personal level, it's important for all of us to just stay focused and stay positive. You know, there's a lot of people in their personal lives probably getting pretty bored and going a little crazy, but important to stay positive.
Yeah, stay positive. And to do that in a situation where everything's so uncertain is puts everybody on edge. But it sounds like you guys are doing what you got to do, and being part of the solution, hands-on. Wow, what a great thing for your workforce to be part of that. Not every shop is, you know, some shops have missed those opportunities. So I think you guys are actually making a difference. So thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for your team. Thank you for your time to tell your story. I definitely want to check back in with you when it's all said and done, because I think you're going to have some nice stories to tell, like that you actually touch lives, and I think it's fantastic. So thank you. And remember, anything mold making, everybody out there, visit moldmakingtechnology.com and stay safe and stay healthy.